Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. I found an article and the title itself was intriguing, so I thought I'd read through it, see what it suggests, and share it with you and give you my opinions along the way. The headline here is, what can you do to avoid losing your VA benefits in April of 2025? Here we go. It says, follow these recommendations. VA benefits play a vital role in supporting veterans, but keeping them requires staying informed. All right, so let's see what they have to say here. This article actually just came out not too long ago. Came out in February of 2025, and I'm sharing it with you here today. It was on marca.com. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate it. Every thumbs up, every minute watched really does help to share the information. And you never know what kind of little nuggets you're going to get out of this stuff. Sometimes it's good to just take a knee for a minute and sharpen the saw and read through things that you might think you already know all the answers to, because you just never know. Something may pop up. With that, let's jump into it. So, for many veterans, benefits provided by the Department of Veterans Affairs serve as a crucial source of financial and medical support. I agree, and I often call it, $1 million deal. I mean, this is literally $1 million deal for many veterans, especially in the younger years of their life, who are applying for these types of benefits. When you couple education benefits, medical benefits through VHA, and disability compensation, and you multiply that over however many years of life expectancy, it's a lot of money. So this is really important stuff. Moving on, from disability compensation to healthcare and education assistance, these benefits help ease the transition to civilian life. Moving on here, it says, understand the reasons for losing VA benefits, and that's really what the title is. Let's see what they have to say. Despite receiving VA benefits, veterans are not always guaranteed to keep them indefinitely. Now, if you're service connected, here's my first thought. If you're service connected for something and it's not fraudulent, you're going to always keep that service connection. What may fluctuate is the amount that you are receiving. So that is an important aspect. Now, let's dive into this a little further. All right, so diving back into it here, various factors including changes in the health status, financial situation, or compliance with VA regulations can lead to reductions or even loss of benefits. So it's interesting. They're talking about financial situations. What this would basically be talking about would be VA pension. Now, VA pension is a low and no cost, let me rephrase it. VA pension is a low and no income type of a safety net benefit. It's for veterans and surviving spouses. You're not going to get rich off of this benefit, but you can receive up to the poverty level is set by Congress. Let's just pretend for your circumstances, you might be able to get up to $20,000 or $25,000 per year from this benefit. In some cases, it's better than what you would receive on your VA disability side, just because you can't prove it and you have no other income for whatever reason. Now, if your financial situation changes, you lose that benefit. Or if you are, let's say, if you are TDIU, total disability individual unemployability, and you change and you decide to go start working, well, you're going to lose that total disability individual unemployability aspect, so reducing you from a 100% down to a whatever you were. Maybe you were 80% or 70% or what have you. So let's move on. It is important for veterans to understand the circumstances that might put their benefits at risk and what steps they can take to safeguard them, whether it's maintaining eligibility, following VA regulations, which is an important one, or being proactive about medical reexaminations. Knowing how to protect these benefits can absolutely help you. So let's move on. Several factors can affect a veteran's eligibility for VA benefits. One of the most common reasons for losing benefits is a change in financial status. Now, again, this would really lean toward the two different benefits: VA pension, which I don't like that they call it that, because it sounds like it's a VA employee who's getting some sort of pension. It's not. It is a safety net for veterans, war period veterans, and their surviving spouses to bring them essentially up to the poverty level, which is, I mean, it's not the preferred benefit, but it is a benefit, and you could absolutely lose it if your financial situation changes. The other is the unemployability aspect, where maybe you're at 70 or 80% and you're not working, you get bumped up to the 100% rating. And let's say you start working again, you would then lose that ability to maintain that 100% under TDIU. Many VA programs, such as pensions, are income-based, meaning that if a veteran's income increases beyond the eligibility threshold, they may no longer qualify for certain benefits. A similar thing here is changes in marital status. Dependence or living situation can also impact benefit amounts, right? Your child now becomes an adult and not a dependent. You go through a divorce, and those would be reductions in your amount of pay. And then the other way around, I mean, you get married or you have a child, then there's going to be add-ons there. For those receiving disability compensation, the VA can reduce benefits if it determines that a medical condition has improved. So you're not going to lose the service connection, but you would lose the percentage, right? Maybe you went from a 50% to a 10%, right? Because your condition magically got better. That is an important thing to understand and realize. If you have a future examination, you want to make sure that you're continuing to be seen and have medical evidence to support the severity of your situation. Veterans who have had the same disability rating for fewer than 5 years are particularly at risk of a reassessment, a reexamination, as the VA may expect certain conditions to improve over time. That's in reference to the 5-year rule. You may have a condition that might have a chance of getting better. The VA could re-examine you and reduce your rating. However, those with the disability rating for more than 20 years or more are generally protected unless fraud is involved, and that would be the 20-year rule. Additional situations here: veterans who become incarcerated may face temporary suspensions of certain benefits until they are released. So, for example, you have whatever your VA disability compensation amount is. If you're incarcerated, you have so many days that you could receive it, and then it gets cut off. You can allocate the remainder, so it gets reduced down to, I think, 10%. You get to receive 10%, if I remember right, while you're incarcerated, and then you could essentially have the rest of it forwarded to your spouse, for example, so that way you're not really losing it. Moving on here, steps to protect your VA benefits: stay updated on eligibility requirements. VA policy and eligibility rules can change, so veterans should stay informed about updates that might affect their benefits. Checking with VA representatives or reviewing official VA communications can help ensure continued eligibility. Report changes promptly. Life circumstances can shift unexpectedly, and veterans must notify VA of any changes that could impact their benefits. Whether it's a new source of income, a change in dependence or marital status, keeping the VA informed helps avoid unintentional violation of eligibility rules. Attend scheduled medical examinations. That should be the rule of thumb. If the VA says, hey, you need to come in for an exam, you should probably go. For veterans receiving disability compensation, failing to attend a required medical reexamination can lead to a reduction or loss of benefits. If the VA schedules an exam to reassess a disability, it's critical to attend and provide all necessary medical documentation to demonstrate the ongoing severity of the condition. Complying with VA regulations. Maintaining VA benefits requires following all regulations, including accurate reporting of information. Veterans should avoid actions that could be seen as fraudulent or misleading, as violations can result in the termination of benefits. And with that, that concludes it. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.